Welcome everyone to the World Blitz Championships 2025. We have Domaraju Gukesh, the classical world champion, taking on the former world rapid champion Daniil Dubov. This promises to be an exciting game. On our channel, we already have this game without commentary, but the game is just so good that it deserves commentary here, and it deserves definitely for you to understand what these two players are trying to achieve in this game. Gukesh adjusting his pieces. This is round number 10, and both the players have played pretty well until now to reach here. Gukesh has a streak of 2 wins right now before arriving to this game. Dubov just drew with Pragnananda before this one, a handshake, and off we go. Pawn to c4, English opening by Gukesh. And Dubov goes g6, fighting chess. He wants to beat Gukesh. Bishop g7, will we see the king's Indian defense? Yes, knight comes out to f6. And Gukesh goes knight to f3. Black castles. White can also castle here. But Gukesh goes d4, converting this into a king's Indian fianchetto variation with bishop on g2. Okay? It's supposed to be very, very calm opening. a5 played here by Dubov. Generally, they go knight d7 and e5, but a5 makes Gukesh pause a bit. He starts to think, okay, should I bring my knight out to c3? That looks very logical. Should I try and build a center? He goes rook e1, not putting the knight here. He wants to play maybe e4. Bishop f5, stopping pawn to e4. And if you go knight c3, I'm pretty sure he wants to go knight e4. Knight comes out, and yes, knight e4. This trade is usually beneficial for black, the exchange of these two pieces. And maybe knight h4 is possible. He goes knight d5. Very interesting stuff by Gukesh, because he wants to come back knight e3. Other thing that he wants to do is attack the bishop. The knight on e4 gets a bit wobbly there. c6, asking a question there to the knight. Knight e3, asking a question to the bishop. Of course, you don't want to give up that bishop. Bishop goes back all the way to c8. Queen d3, now attacking the knight. f5. Ooh, the knight on e4, rock solid. Will Gukesh try and trade it off with knight to d2 is the big question here. And he goes, yes, knight to d2. The knight comes back to f6. The speed at which Daniil is playing is huge. He has 2 minutes 41 seconds. Gukesh has 2 minutes 5 seconds. And now the question is what to do with this bishop. b3, bishop b2 looks normal, but b3, maybe there is a4 already, trying to create pressure down the a file. He goes b3. Okay, interesting stuff. Maybe to a4, what white would want to do is even just go b4. That's possible. Bishop b2. So Daniil takes his time and plays pawn to e5 right into the center. Gukesh takes, pawn takes. Now do you trade the queen here, or you don't trade the queen? Oh, maybe you can go bishop a3, attacking the rook. He goes bishop b2, attacking the pawn here. And maybe a pawn push forward to e4 makes a lot of sense. Oh, there is an idea here. e4 takes, the knight is hanging. Oh, he goes queen e7. Wow, Dubov doesn't want to trade. That's a bold move, queen e7. You can see that black is underdeveloped here, but he realizes knight a6, knight c5 coming in, knight a6, knight b4, bishop e6. There are many quick developing moves. Knight a6, he plays it. For Gukesh, he needs to create counterplay in the position. And so knight has to move away from e3. It's not doing much. There's also the possibility to sack this pawn and get the c4 square for your pieces, the two knights and the queen. c5, knight c5, knight c4. Somewhere I want to get it. Okay, the knight on c5 attacks the queen, so can't do it so easily. On the other hand, this, maybe if you can get queen d6, that's a nice thing, but the knight on d2 is in the way. And look at the time. Gukesh has 56 seconds. He goes knight f1. And now it's time for Dubov to push e4. Blunting down this bishop, or knight c5, knight b4, many possible moves. He's thinking. Wow. Dubov goes knight to c5, attacking the queen. The queen drops back to b1. And now e4. Well, be careful. Be very careful. e3 might be on the cards. And the white pieces are all quite passive. The only piece that's looking good is this bishop on b2. But Gukesh usually is quite good at such positions. He creates a mess out of it. Queen a1 played. And now Dubov can get the bishop out, maybe bishop e6. Maybe there's also h5, h4, a very typical move when the knight is not on f3. Because with that you weaken the king side. He goes bd7, very calm, cool and composed move. Gukesh brings the knight to e3, but where is the knight going? And can we go g5, f4? He first brings his rook in, gets the final piece into the game, knight d f1. The knights are tripping on each other's toes. Bishop c8 drops the bishop back. And now maybe bishop d4. He plays bishop c3, attacking the pawn here. Do you really want to save it? Do you want to go? Oh, g5. He's like, take the pawn, Gukesh, if you want to. I have f4. And then I have e3 and lot of things happening. So f4 played by Gukesh. Takes on f4, pawn takes. Now the king gets opened up a bit. And look at Gukesh adjusting himself in the chair. He has 26 seconds. Dubov has 53 seconds. Knight to h5 makes a lot of sense. Attacking f4, also getting some pieces of the board. There's also knight e6 to attack the f4 pawn. He goes knight h5. Knight comes to g3. But now bishop takes c3, queen takes c3, and knight f4 is better for black. It's just a simple pawn. He takes on f4 first. Now rook f1. And bishop h6. He needed to take on c3. But bishop h6 played. By the way, just so that you know here, bishop g7, queen g7, queen g7, king g7, rook f1 was much better. But anyway, rook f1, he goes bishop h6, king h1 played. The mess continues now. The thing that Gukesh has now is this long diagonal, but he's a pawn down. But look at both his knights suddenly getting so active. Knight takes bishop. He takes on g2. And now f4 played, but Gukesh's knight is coming. f3, this position is getting wild. Completely wild. Knight f6 check. Well, maybe you can't move this knight anymore. There's no good square. Rook g1. He pushes f2. Now move the knight. Knight e3, knight h4. He goes knight e3. Gives up the rook for a queen. Rook takes. 7 seconds for Gukesh, 14 for Dubov. Check king f7 is a must. And then queen h1, queen f1, queen h3. He goes king f7, queen f1. No, bishop f6 is not the best move. Queen d6 played. But now queen f1. Can Gukesh find this move? It's a very important move. No, he goes rook d1. Now queen e6. And it's winning position. Bishop takes knight. He goes bg5 check. King comes up. Check here. Oh, and Dubov is like, with which piece should I take? King takes g5. Gukesh has given up everything. If you look here, he's 3 pieces and a rook down. Have you ever seen that? h4, is there a mate? King g4. Rook, queen check. King h5. There's no mate here because bishop takes. Rook g1 and queen h3 is a checkmate. The real fireworks in the position happened with pawn to f4. After pawn takes, now knight h5, Gukesh went knight g3. Dubov could have played bishop c3, queen c3 and knight f4. And the main point is that after rook f1, he has queen g5 and the position is totally winning here. He's pawn up, everything looks great and there are no issues. But in the game, if you notice, there was a move order issue. Knight f4 was played first. And here after bishop g7, queen g7, queen g7, king g7, there's rook f1. And here if you take on g2, I can take with the king and f4 is not possible because of knight h5 and taking on f4, while the f5 pawn has become extremely weak. Like even if king g6, there's rook d6 check. And it's very difficult to hold everything together because, you know, the f5 pawn is hanging. So at this point, rook f1 is a good move. Attacking the knight is not a great move because taking on g7 was better. Bishop c3, queen c3 and queen g5 would once again have given black the advantage. But instead went bishop h6, king h1, took, and now he could have taken on f5 and this could have been very complicated in the position. But instead went knight g2, f4 and knight h5. This is where Gukesh seemed to have got his chance here. Rook g1, f2, and he found knight e3 as well. Takes, king f1, king f7, and now if you see, he's an entire rook down but needs to find queen f1 check. The king has only one good square, that's king e6, and then check here. Again, the bishop takes care of these squares, and after king d6, queen g3 check, and king e6, queen h3 check. It's a draw. That was what would happen in this position. Instead, he went bishop f6. I think he was discussing later in the video that bishop g7 he should have played. But now after bishop takes e3, I think it's winning for white, for black. So bishop f6, queen d6, and once this move was played, once again, the only try was queen f1. Dubov could have played queen e6 because then to queen f1, he has queen h3 trading the queens. But when he played queen d6, rook d1 was the final error. Queen f1. Still, the game was complex. And now Dubov managed to run with his king. And not just run, but also deliver a checkmate in one.